Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Today is Fearless Friday, and I want to thank all of you, all of you who are joining in Oracle Light, Julie's Jewels, all those who will join, and today and later on. God bless. Seriously, this life of ours collectively, all of us, it's a wonderful experience. And today, the idea, well, the thumbnail credit, I have been receiving creative support. So God bless. Thank you to those who have been sharing support and communication, encouragement. It's well received. But I can't take the credit for all of them. Some of Hey, I wondered about this. It's as if you're working through the old t-shirt collection lately. Admittedly, yep. Laundry is it's on the to-do list. And here's something I did want to I was thinking about talking about how fun it is to remember something you've forgotten. Have you ever done that? Right? You most common example, maybe you put your hand into an old winter coat, find an extra $20 bill, or some funds are discovered you've forgotten about. Well, as I was reevaluating my wardrobe, I was thinking, where's all my dress shirts? I went so long without money, they hadn't been cleaned in forever. And so actually this afternoon I should have some nice some freshly laundered shirts. So hopefully I'll be better dressed in the future. But you guys didn't come for a wardrobe explanation, I know. Maybe, who knows. I did just pin the link in the chat for those who want to join. But that idea of discovering things we've forgotten, that's a question I've been wondering. Maybe ask yourself, what have I forgotten? What details have, kind of slipped away from what I remember? When I started reevaluating my day-to-day patterns, started learning and getting pointed in the direction of shadow work. As I started going within myself, I started questioning everything, honestly. Why do I think this? Why do I believe this? Why is this important? Why is this? I went back and tried to figure out what is true, what is real. There's a reason I brought that up. Hey, I'm looking down, I made some notes again. One of the things I did want to point out, that the things I say, one of these days, my words will be, I'll find a way to clearly and concisely explain what is actually helpful. Okay, I see that time in the future. And I'm telling you, someday people will look back on these videos and it will make more sense. And then it'll be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. That's what he was saying. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is a lot of the things I might say, they get all sorts of labels: utopian, communism, naive, crazy, delusional, whatever. All sorts of labels have been assigned on what I've been offering. But something I encourage you to consider: people you love and admire have lied to you. Okay. Your favorite aunts and uncles, your favorite cousins, your favorite brother, your mother and your father, your favorite teachers. People have lied to you. Okay. And you chose to believe it. Until we start recognizing that truth, that people we loved told us wrong, led us wrong, did wrong, Actually, it's really easy to find when we think people we love did wrong to us, but the end result is, what do we believe? Okay? Because in the end, we all need to humble ourselves. We choose to believe what we believe. We choose to say what we say. When I say we, I'm speaking in the generic body of the human being, the human collective. Because until we, as a body of human collective, recognize that we are the problem here on Earth, we won't recognize that we are the solution that everyone has been praying for, the world has been waiting for. We are the ones, our ancestors died, survived, and died in order to create, right? We're standing on the work of our ancestors, on the collective participation of all the human beings that ever were and are. There really is no separation between any of us people other than those we believe in. And so earlier this morning, I was on the Millionaire Morning Show, had some, Anton Daniels was kind enough to have me up on his, well, he opened the platform up and we had a little bit of conversation. Some of the things we discussed that I wanted, this is the topic I care about, right? Fear. Fear is the ego. The ego is that part of us that it's the unhealthy. Okay, I don't want to misspeak. There's a part within us, each of us, that I call the ego. The ego is the personality and the collection of memories and desires, the energetic point. It's a representation of the past that's observable and experiential today. But the ego it's a tricky, it's not viewable and visible in the concept. The ego is a concept. But the ego is delusional. See, the ego likes to believe that that wars are normal, wars are required. The ego likes, well, the ego is that which blames and complains. I'm confident of that. And people have I have received the accusation and description that I complain a lot. I describe facts accurately, and there have been emotions of a victim at times from me. But man, this life is a crazy adventure, and I'm just like you. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I've been pretty blessed though to learn of some amazing egos, some amazing characters in this story of creation that we are participating with. Hey, there's some beautiful names here. Quantum Epic, Oracle Light, Julie's Jewels, Simple Jack Live. See, the energy, this is the energy I love. God bless you. There is the positive ego. The positivity of our ego is the uniqueness. We are so, every one of us. I tell you what, see if you can renew your fascination in yourself, right? See if you can become curious about you. What can I do from where I am with what I've got and what I know? What can I do to be greater? Oracle, I love this. All I want is to heal and help heal others. Amen. Me too. This is why I do this, with the hopes that the truth offered by me with my energies My hope is that that truth can be received, because I know the power of truth. I know how much it heals. Seeing the truth from a perspective than what that which you used to have can transform your life. I am evidence once through time, I trust the dust of confusion will settle, and I trust the truth will reveal what I've been saying has been true. Perhaps poorly communicated, or perhaps not the right time. But I know that it's just logic. This is where my confidence comes from, okay? The results around me is what I keep getting judged for, because there is some truth to that. You need to look at someone's reputation, look at the results around them in order to discern how much attention and trust you offer to that. But the funny thing is the stuff I'm sharing freely is the stuff that others charge money for. I mean, it's a collection of the stuff I've learned in studying self-development, psychology, sociology, spirituality. I share this stuff with the hopes of a better world. Because, Oracle, I'm going to pause, and we heal ourselves when we face ourselves, and then we are equipped to help others. Amen. Amen. But we must face ourselves, face everything. I made some notes, and I think this kind of goes in. To heal ourselves, we simply become whole. There's definitions of what that might mean, and there's different times that a wholeness or a healing may happen. It can happen in different ways, and sometimes the healing can happen, but our thoughts prevent us from experiencing the healing. When you escape from an oppressive, violent relationship, it's real easy to still live with that habit of fear and anxiety. But when we heal ourselves, when we find those wounds of trauma, so we're not so sensitive with our triggers, when we find those shadows within us and bring the light of love into whatever that is, when you bring love into the answer, the healing begins. And then as we heal, we shine. And as we shine, we share. And as we share, there's the healing that the world has been waiting for. I hope so much that you and Aaron will speak again, because the two of you together could help make the changes at the elite level. They need healing more than all of us. I have a similar hope. I trust that his experience has perhaps created opportunities that some great things could be accomplished. But until people want to work with me instead of having, I don't know what. I have hopes for the future as well. Chuck, what's going on? Did you do a fourth step, putting harms others have done us and looking at our part in our mess? Absolutely, Chuck. I thought I did my steps when I had a sponsor in AA. I thought I made all the amends, and I thought I had cleansed myself of my past. But to be honest, and once my life started falling apart, right? Once lost I lost the love and care of my son. My entire support system disappeared. I lost my career, my income, my reputation. I was losing everything. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? What do I do, God? No one will talk to me. What do I do? So I prayed, I meditated, I thought hard, and I reached out to particularly women of the past that I remembered. Um, just from the simple humbling myself to what a pig I used to be, as far as my selfishness um, in relationships, especially with women. I used to objectify women and um, really I didn't have a respect or an appreciation for the feminine period. Feminine energy, feminine aspect. I had severe mommy issues, obviously. Um, there, Jack, give him a fiat and he loved me again. Tommy, if you don't know money doesn't sway me by now, if you don't see that, holy cows, man, holy cows. Hey, hey, you know, there you go. Crypto millionaire, share the fiat, brother. um, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at chat. I'll try and give it more attention if I miss something. And please, I don't know how long I plan on running today. I put on the Veterans for Peace. It's comfortable, and it's the message I stand for. Even my association with them is an interesting story, but it's also I received some amazing lessons and some great stories from the brothers and sisters I met with that organization. And for any of you who have raised your hand to serve, right? I encourage you, look up Veterans for Peace. I can drop the link. If someone will, great. veteransforpeace.org, and find a local chapter. The healing that can be found, especially if for the veterans who may still be carrying PTSD or dealing with moral injuries, okay? If you're still carrying wounds of regret or loss, whatever it might be, it's not necessarily there for therapeutic, but there's a bond emerging, and learning that you're not alone, learning that there's others like you who care about peace. That is healing. We are here to heal, right? Amen. See, my failures, brothers and sisters, tells me that God is in control. Because I don't blame, but I've tried taking what I've learned to the local VA, tried taking it to various organizations around here. It hasn't happened yet. So it comes down to, what do people believe? What do people trust? Because what you believe is going to directly influence what you trust. What you believe should be based on what you know. But I started this by pointing out that people who loved you lied to you. Okay. They didn't know. They didn't know they were lying to you. They taught you the best way they knew how in order to survive. Okay. And I've said this before, the deceived have raised the confused. Are you confused? Do you know what is real? Do you know what your future, what direction you are pointed to in the future? Do you know where you are? in your life? Have you taken an inventory of the state of your experience? This society teaches us that, well, this was part of the conversation I've seen other. Suffering is necessary for success. Okay, yes, there's a partial truth to that. I remember me and my good drinking buddy, Marty, we would acknowledge that, you know, it's a good thing we were beat as much as we were, because, you know, we're pretty decent guys now. So there is truth in that statement. Suffering does bring movement, it brings growth, but it's not our place to spread suffering. It's not our place to spread our hate, our fears. We're here to share the love. And to know the love, you've got to know who you are. And who you are is the awareness of you. No one else has the awareness of you but you. And the awareness of you in the past brought you to the you of today. And so what can the you of today do to make a better you experience tomorrow? When I started thinking that way, I really started simplifying my life. I've been given the opportunity of experience. So if you can just trust my story and an experience, you know, maybe you don't have to go through the same experience. You can learn from what I went through. And that's kind of the point I'm getting at. There's been a lot of record of suffering throughout humanity, throughout time. Suffering is kind of pointless if you're not going to learn from it. And if we haven't learned from the past, well, we obviously haven't learned from the past, considering that we're still repeating the cycles of debt slavery and profitable wars, miseducation, censorship in the news. Holy cows, brothers and sisters, we have got, I don't like that word, got to, have to. I don't like those words, but damn it, I feel a sense of urgency seeing the news, seeing the way the fiat currency system is being, who knows what the future is going to bring. But does it matter? Doesn't matter if we don't know what the future is going to bring. Doesn't matter if the future looks bad. Does it matter? Really, the level of importance that you place on different information, that's going to create and generate how you feel. So see, what is important to me is how I feel. Because how I feel is going to generate what is viewable and experienced from the world. And I do care about how the world experiences me. Because, well, I've committed myself to following the way of Jesus, that story. At this point, I really do have doubts. I don't know who is real and who is not. I know that I experience days, like morning and afternoon, and I know that I rest each night and I awaken each day. Holy cows, I feel like I'm rambling, but let me try and point something out. Something I believe. I'm not special. I'm at this unique point of my life and history. But if they control your thoughts, they are smarter than you. If they control your feelings, they are stronger than you. You don't have to be controlled by anyone. But you should maintain control of you. And the only moment we can have any control is right now. So stay in the now. Stay in the now to stay in control. And with control and presence, peace in the moment, it's real easy to lead yourself to greater things in the pursuit of love. So be careful. I mean, use your mind, use discernment, and choose. What do you love? How do you love? What are you willing to sacrifice yourself in order to receive? Chuck, God bless you. Thank you for the contributions. There's nothing that says you can't go through the steps again, gain more insight. Anyone can do anything that they want. It's one of the things I'm kind of really learning to believe is that we get to do what we want. Hey, Joe, cool, welcome. Oh, and you know what? A bunch of people showed up here. I didn't really acknowledge Lumatami, Flow State, Joe Cool, of course, Crystal Shaman, the world of the unreal. You can tell yourself that, but the truth has already revealed itself on that. You can love the being and hate the action, non-action. Amen. I've been trying to figure out what are the best ways to communicate this different perspective. I've tried a bunch of different ways, but it really does boil down to what Tesla said regarding energies and frequencies. He'd suggested that when our science community turns more towards energies and frequencies, we would have the greatest advancements beyond what we'd seen. And I think science has been moving that way, maybe not in the mainstream science as much, but I'm not in that field. I look at my life as an experience of time. Time is sensed. I sense my experience through time, through interpretations of states of energy. My state of energy, what are my inner, what is the energy in motion, the emotions, what is stirring within me? I try to keep that, we all go through highs and lows. I don't get attached to either, but I love the highs, the emotional highs. When you feel good, you feel good. And you should appreciate feeling good because you don't always get to feel good. So if you don't always get to feel good, when you do feel good about it. Oh, I love the truth. Truth is amazing. But love is even better. See, and that's what I've been conceptualizing a lot, the philosophies of, not necessarily philosophies, trying to identify and understand the processes in which different things worked for the collective and the individual. Because So within is so without. If you can understand the greater collective, you have a good understanding of the individual. You understand the individual being, you have a better understanding of the collective. We are not separated from each other, except in the ways we believe. So, okay. So, thank you, World of Unreal. Dang, I did allow myself to be distracted. Sorry about that. Some of the thoughts I wrote down today. Oh, between truth and love and logic. I've explained this before. Logic is the more controlling and rigid, structured aspect of our thoughts. Logic is a beautiful, beautiful gift. Logic and reasoning is how all of the legislation has been realized. Because I don't remember. I received so much opposition, and I am blessed. I am blessed to have some pretty good conversations recently. I've faced a lot of opposition and been able to kind of refine and review what I'm saying from many different perspectives. But what I'm saying rings true in so many different perspectives that it gives me this confidence to stay here on YouTube, trying to grow in social media, to create a greater presence here on earth for this time. Because I think if I can become a greater influence for the world at this time, I think the future may become something maybe unreal. Because I truly believe life happens for us. And if something is happening for you, then it's obviously, well, I won't say obviously. It's a good thing. The way life happens is good. It is the good that is being revealed. But we carry these lenses of the past, and we've got these fixed opinions of what different things mean. And so we bring in this distortion. This distortion exists within the collective mind of humanity. We're both out of our minds and trapped in the minds. Many individuals and on a greater collective level. So to get out of the mind, the path is into the heart. And until we choose to allow our hearts to soften, until we choose to allow our minds to open and to shift, well, then we're creating a resistance to that which is true. One of the things I've been considering for myself is we don't know what we have not learned. Not everyone gets to learn the same things, and not everyone should spend time learning the same things. Each of us needs to learn different things for our lives, but we also get to choose from what is available. And we were born into a world that, well, intellectual property, this materialistic mindset has capitalized, has quantified, and created a market for everything, including ideas. I think it's time for our world to change because, well, here's the evidence I'm explaining now, and I hope to explain to greater audiences, particularly those with legislative authority, to make changes. The evidence is clear that that the past, I don't know if emergent is the right word, but the past structures of economics and governments that brought us to today has literally retarded the intellectual and spiritual advancement of humanity. Selfishness and greed keeps us divided, at war, and in fear. Welcome, Tommy. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, you got some moderators that are, I'm speaking in policy, Jack, and they just can't handle truth in your chat room. I mean, Joe Cool even wants to say colored feelings. I believe the term is feelings of color. Would I be correct in that PC term?
I I I don't know. We don't need to even color is just it's a
All right, don't worry
fascination.
about the racial thing. I am pursued when I do not flee day after day with this yak foo, he's a pedo. And it's like, is there no punishment for false pedo accusations if you don't show receipts? Because you know, Jack, that guy that was on Lauren's thing, whenever we all questioned who that kid was that he pushed off camera, I'd kick in his door myself to find out. And like not hurt him, but to find out, I'd kick in his door myself. And people want to follow me even to Jim Bob and call me a meth pedo. Jim
Um,
Bob is like a
I
Christian
don't know what
streamer
you're
that I go
talking
to.
about or what does this have? Hey,
Well,
I understand. Actually, here, Tom,
it has
let me
bearing on
address
your community.
the main issue that I understood you addressing is the false accusations, right?
Right, right. And then the thing I was saying about the false accusations was giving an
You're an
example of
admitted
how.
pedo online. And Jack, quit acting like you didn't hear him say he fucked a 17-year-old and then the math was changed up. Even Paul, you admitted you
Jack,
were a pedo. You
I need
fucking
you to
lied
Snafu,
about
not
the
do
dates
this
and you said you
snafu,
unpaid
got her
bullshit.
drunk. But
You knew
snafu.
that was going to happen, Jack. What's wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me.
But
I'm
I mean, day after
fascinated by
day, you're
human
adding
behavior.
to it. You drop him in as if that's not why he came to your backstage. So, Jack,
Right.
let me tell you this, and let me tell you Oracle and all.
Actually, Tom, what I was doing there was actually considering what can we resolve? What is the solution for this? And Tommy, I was actually going to offer trying to help resolve this. Um, but hey,
Jack, I'm going to
hey,
talk calm. I'm going to talk slowly. Just please listen for a second.
well, please,
Tommy,
before you
Tommy is an
run with a
admitted
bunch of
pedophile. He has made threats
snafu,
to children
snafu,
online.
snafu, before you run with a stream of characterization, okay? Before you continue with a stream of describing what you think of another being, I want to know why. Why do you feel you need to?
Well, you know, when he pulls guns out and says he wants to bury my body and threatens children of Snafu crew members who are exposing pedophile rings, as you know, that's what I do. We expose big time Hillary Clinton server. We're you know what I do. Tommy has not only admitted his pedophile tendencies, his drug
Snafu,
tendencies.
snafu. Okay, so then your reason is revenge?
No, my reason is these people are dangerous, and he comes up here,
Okay, but
and
snafu,
people don't understand. These are
snafu,
innocent children that he's
snafu,
fucking talking
snafu,
absolutely about that he's fucked.
snafu. You're incorporating someone who's here with others you imagine. Okay. I know, I don't know how to communicate with. I miss talking to people, man. I really do.
Jack, you know we've talked on camera, off camera many times. You know I know where your mission is at. You know what I'm at. When it comes to Tommy though, he's a pedophile, he's a meth head, and he's a
Snafu,
scumbag. There's nothing gonna
snafu,
change that. He's admitted it online. You've heard
snafu,
it, everyone's heard it. Like in the
snafu.
day, and what think about the things he
Why is
hasn't.
that not? It wouldn't mute. I tried to mute you, but it didn't work. So now you're in the back, snafu. Um, the man you're describing has a past. If I'm not mistaken, he shared honestly the events of his past within the context of the conversation for the most part. Tommy does bring, well, regardless, his explanations were not demonstrating a current pattern of child abuse or these disgusting things that you are associating with him and these other imagined people. And I'm not saying they're imagined, because I know there's a lot of crazy crap
So how
out
about
there.
I go get some of the people he threatened their children, and I'll bring them to the panel right now. He did this 2 weeks ago, Jack. 2 weeks ago. Is that currently? No, Jack.
Okay, but snafu, what does one do when attacks don't stop? What does one do when their efforts to communicate and defend themselves go ignored?
Well, if you support and are cool with pedophiles, traitors, and criminals, this is what happens. You get people
Well,
calling
I'm
out, Jack.
not.
That's
I'm
your
not.
problem.
Snafu.
If you're supporting pedophiles, criminals, and traitors like Tommy, then that's your issue.
Okay. Snafu. I'm welcome to suggestions. If anyone has any, maybe I should just wrap up. You know, we each get to choose what we believe. And what we believe is going to be based on what we've learned. But in the end, what you believe, does it matter? If you know there's information out there, is it directly affecting your life? Now, this is where the partial truth can create total confusion. People make these separations that, well, what the people in DC are doing, it doesn't really affect me. I just got to do my job. I got to do my part. No, what others are doing affects you, affects me. What each of us do affects each other, particularly in the present. Hey, Crystal, the link is it's pinned to the top. Anyone is welcome to join. Snafu, when we stay in the present right now, man, this is where we can get to know each other, and we can also exchange the truth. This is why the Creator created the present. For us to be. And what I've been identifying, I know I've been rambling in many directions today. So bless you to those who actually are able to follow my train of thought. What I've been noticing very, very clearly, and it's quite obvious, the insecure ego that is within us, it is the victim. It sees the world through the eyes of a victim, even when it's successful. Even if it's amassed a lot of wealth, it will still have patterns of blaming, making excuses for why they're so much better, why this, why that. Just excuses and self-glorification. You can see the ego in the egoic. I mean, it's so obvious when you actually stop and really look. Is this a genuine person in front of me offering truth and care? Is this a genuine instrument of God, or is this an ego, an agent of chaos? Is this one here who's withholding or manipulating facts? Holy cows. Snafu, brother, for yourself. You've brought yourself into an experience where you've explored and investigating and
Jack, this is what I do. You talk about I go after pogos, pedophile rings, and fucking scumbags on the internet. And Illumitami is 100% that. That's why he has law enforcement involved. That's why he has people he's threatening their children involved. And you can't sit here with you like what blows my mind is you sit here and you're a smart man. You're a smart man, and you can't see the druggy fucking just the character of what he presents all the time and how he and the racism. The racism he brings.
Snafu, genuinely, why do you think that is more important than the things that I am on here talking about?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying, do you think Illumitami is the person to represent you?
Snafu, look at what you're doing.
Hey, Joe Cool's here. I want to hear what Joe Cool says. Joe Cool, what's up, brother? No, you know, I'm triggered. I'm triggered because I fucking hate pedophiles. I hate scumbag, meth head, piece of shit racists. Sorry. Whether you agree with it or not. Sorry. Sorry to all you fucktards out there. Sorry.
Snafu, your hate is not my problem, except
no, but you're okay with little children getting fucked by Tommy then?
That doesn't happen on my panel. You bringing your hate does, and I don't.
No, but you bringing pedophiles and supporting them and fucking talking cool with them. That happens on.
I thought you wanted to hear what Joe Cool had to say. I know I do.
Well, I've been arguing with a narcissist for 2 days. I don't want to talk about Tommy. I'll wait till you guys are done. I
agree. That's good. Let's not talk about pedo Tommy. Joe Cool, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm heading out in about 3-4 days. I'm getting the brakes and the oil done and shit. I'm heading out, man. I'm gonna hit Colorado. I got a court date in Texas. I gotta go to Arizona. Then I'm hanging out in Colorado for a couple months.
Good for you, man.
Hey, Jack, I do want you to like show your shirt to the camera because people were saying your shirt said trans for something, and I was like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So you need to show the people your shirt because everyone said it said trans. Yeah, see,
very good.
Veteran, okay, not trans. Because I wanted to make that shirt. Thanks, thanks, dude. Hey, Fridgegate, now Shirtgate was taken care of, guys.
He saved you, bro.
Respect, Snafu. Thanks
that was a clip. That waiting to happen, right? That's I don't know anything fucking intelligent uplifting. I miss you. Feel like I ain't seen you, man. I've been fucking doing bids and working so fucking hard, man. I took yesterday and a day off. I didn't see you yesterday, so I'm seeing you now. And I can't believe Tommy is still whining. I don't know how long that fucking panel was. I know I said I didn't want to talk about him, but my God. You know, I've been
you've been very interesting just because of your skin color. I'm not going to talk about the person. We said we won't talk about it, but Joe Cool's been very busy because people have been triggered of all colors on this metaverse, and Joe Cool's become a subject of talk. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. How do you feel about that, Joe Cool?
You know, I'm probably the guy for it. You know, because I'm thick-skinned and everybody's entitled to their opinion around me. I don't have an opinion one way or another. I don't mind debating whatever people's opinion is. You know, I'll debate it without going low and all of that shit. I don't have a fucking issue with it. I know there's mostly white folks on here, just like you. You know, it's mostly white folks on these panels.
Jack, it's good to see you smile, dude.
Yeah, good to see you, period. Be honest with you, bro.
You as well, man. You know, the Talcott enslaved drama has been continuing.
I haven't seen anything. You could tell me about it. You could fill me in on some gossip.
Oh, it got lit this morning. Jack and Mr. Paul.
One of y'all.
Paul Senior was in it too. It's like Talcott, Paul Senior, and Paul. Paul got very into his feelings today. I will say that.
All right.
I'm not sure where it's going to evolve, but this morning on Anton's Millionaire Morning Show, he dropped the link, so I spent a little bit of time there this morning.
Oh, is that what got you in trouble, Paul? Got mad at you? Please tell me, did. This is funny.
That brought my name and Anton into the title of his show and my face to the thumbnail, so yeah, I checked it out.
I missed that. I missed it. That had to be fucking entertaining, right?
Well, I tried communicating with him again, and his father showed up.
His father, I wasn't there, but tell me his father seems to show up when it's time to pile on Paul. Is that what it was?
It was. You know what? I'm gonna give Paul credit.
You don't
Paul
think so?
actually
Thank
like. I could tell it was actually like Paul was having feelings. Like he was in his feelings with the whole with his dad. Like that was very. You could tell it was very triggering for him, and he explained why. And I understand. You know. Now again, that's Paul's explanation. We all have explanations, just like assholes. You know.
Right. I'd be more
But I
interested
totally
in
understood
yours.
it, and I think today was a little more like you could tell the feelings were there when it was between him and his dad. And the today's show is pretty bad.
Damn, I didn't want to be bad. I just want to be interested.
Well, it's definitely interesting, brother. But the thing is, it's human emotions, and eventually Paul's going to have to stop denying. He's in denial, and he's going to have to process some emotions that he's been putting off. But then he's a big boy. He'll get through that shit quick, and he'll feel better. But that's, I don't get to choose the timing. I know I can offer the support and the encouragement, but according to Paul, because of my lack of results, there's absolutely nothing he can receive from me. So that's his words and what he shows.
Well, do you believe that, Talcott, or no? That's what matters, right? What do you think?
Right.
Actually,
I know he's right.
I know he's in denial. I know I can help him better understand the opportunities he's got, and even maybe the talent he's got, but I'd have to be able to help him understand the arrogance he's got.
I was about to say, maybe stick with the other thing that he's got. Those talent, his ego is massive. You don't need to remind him about that for a little while. He's on top of that. But the first thing you said, which I forgot that fast,
By the way, Mr. DD, the garlic bread man, good looking DD. He said thumbs up, Mr. Jack Talcott stream.
Hey, blessings, thank you.
And DD has a good. He's been doing good stuff too over on his thing, his life.
I noticed. I haven't caught Joe's latest yet. I don't think.
You should check out my last couple. Last vid. Not my last vid. Only got like 30,000 or something. The one before that, damn, they got 800,000.
I'm gonna do another audit here soon. I think. I've been uploading too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Somebody. I'm Snap's up. You Snap. I'm Snap. You Snap.
Hey, in the back here, I've got Illumitami and Moose.
You know where it's going. You might as well kick me out now, that fucking pedophile. Look at what he's doing. Look what he's doing in private chat. He's saying Joe Cool. He's talking shit about Joe Cool already.
Disengage. Holy cow.
Disengage from a pedophile method? I'll try.
So apparently, well, there's a comment in private chat. Reported for bullying, harassment, and misinformation.
Good. Oh, Moose the producer. Moose. Respecting the knowledge, producer Moose.
What's up, baby? You're muted, Moose, if you're talking.
Maybe he just came for the restream, whatever. Hey, Crystal, please, thank you for seeing that. I mean, I do have love for the world. I offer
What's
that.
Up, Jack?
How you doing?
So it's good, baby.
Respecting the knowledge, producer Moose, everyone.
No, it's not about that. This is Jack's show. I just
well,
want to say,
Jack
man,
respects and acknowledges you.
You had 700 some people watching you earlier. You know, I think people are jealous. I think there's some people jealous of you, Jack. So I just wanted to say, keep doing what you're doing. Keep branching out. Keep reaching out. Keep doing the work that other people aren't doing to get out of the box. You're actually doing that, and I'm going to give you credit for that. And I yield, brother.
Wait, Mose, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Mose.
I'm not going nowhere.
All right. When next time you gonna be at the little hotel spot in Mexico? I done told my girl, and she wants to go. If you hear me, you're muted if you're talking. My girl wants to go take advantage of one of your little places. So will you be there? I want you to be there. If I go there, I want to meet you.
Are you talking about in Maine or Mexico?
Mexico, the little place you showed on fucking camera one day. It was really nice looking and quaint and all of that shit. I told my girl about it, and I'm going to go see it in about a week. So she reminded me she wants to go.
All right. Well, yeah, Jack will get us. Well, I'll have to get in touch with Jack, and Jack will get us in touch.
Give him
And we
my
can do that in
number. I
private or
thought you
whatever.
did that already. Give him my number, Jack. Oh, here. Oh, yeah. He's got my fucking number.
I thought so too, but you know how I am. I'm half the time
You know
thinking
what? I
straight.
might have yours. I get high too much too. Let me see if I got yours.
Producer Moose, I think you agree with you when Jack is reaching out. He also needs to be careful, though, of people who act like they'll help and have ulterior motives as well, Jack. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Which is big. I have my own feelings with Anton and others, but no, Jack, he's right. You keep doing what you're doing, keep fucking piling up, and I think that there are, I'm not gonna name names, there are definitely people who are not happy with the Jack Talcottism.
When he does well, is that what you're saying? Because I don't know, people like him as a goof, a fumbler and stuff like that. They don't see what, certainly we see. They don't see the, shit we see. They just see him as entertainment. Some people, most of the people that come over here, we always chop it up and sincerely with them. But some people have ulterior motives and just want to see them fail or something.
There's been many people who have, well, they've gambled reputations. They gambled theirs and mine based on the things they chose to say. So far they're winning. My reputation has been destroyed.
I don't know. So I said that, and some guys argued against me. They said Jack is
Jack,
on
your
rise,
reputation
bro.
could be way worse than fucking others. Look at Tommy, a pedo fucking meth head fucking fucktard. Your reputation's nothing like that.
Well, thank you. And really, I'm not in that as bad a spot. I know, well, there's been a lot of confusion, and there is, for me to succeed now, I've got to overcome a lot of crap in my past. I mean, if I'm going to be honest. So
that's all of us, Jack. That's all of our journey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean to lower that shit. That's what you got to do. And it's a big deal. You saw Paul do it yesterday or today, apparently, whenever that show happened you're talking about with his old man. That's demons of that's his adult shit, overcoming shit of your past. Right? You think I don't get called pimp and selling drugs? You think I don't get shit on the internet, bro?
Hey, amen. But this is where my faith comes in. The Bible is a record of the past, and that story is still continuing. So we're each playing our different little roles.
Yeah.
And
we should be more kind to other people playing their roles.
Amen.
Right.
Well, that story of Job, man, besides the death and the real serious losses, I resonate with that, man. People constantly telling me, it's your fault. You must not be fault. You must be wrong with God. You must be doing this. Look at the result.
Job all day, right?
Yep. And I'm like, no, guys. I mean, actually,
Snafu take on something. Go ahead, you finish. I want to ask because it starts real fast. Snafu has a conspiratorial mind, and I have a conspiracy I want to run past that, dude.
Go ahead, man.
All right. Snafu, you heard anything about? I know you have because you hang with the same cats I do about the Bible being changed. Some of the words in the Bible, like I've read the Bible several times, and now apparently it says Jesus says, "Bring my enemy to my feet and slay them in front of me, or I'll slay them." In the New Testament, no way that was in there when I was a kid. Job has been changed. Just certain things has been changed, and if you heard about it, I know you came up with an interesting fucking theory on that shit.
The more and more
Flo, I know Flo got a theory, shit.
Timing was just coincidence.
Hey, each day that I live, I'm becoming more and more convinced the perfection of God, my humility, my gratitude, right? This is one of the practices I found for myself. Humility actually feels good. It's a freedom from the responsibility.
Yeah, the more you use
Not
it,
the
the better it
responsibility,
feels. It's like a drug.
the burden. The drug of choice for me these days, though, it's gratitude. Consciously. Once I started practicing paying attention to my mind,
Right.
What are you
notice
paying for that gratitude?
what's that?
What do you pay?
What do you pay for your gratitude? I bet I could beat the price.
I could offer you more.
I'm just messing around. But if you want to score some gratitude, hit me up after the show.
That is funny. Actually, you know what is kind of comical? After the conversation with Anton earlier, got my mind more brought into the business sense of what realistically is
Jack,
needed.
before you go on and start business, you know that phone call he did? Now, me and Anton have different thoughts. And I've been telling you that he's lying about his properties and all his like big stuff. He tells you guys all about his pogo. I keep saying there's a reason he got that phone call and took it live and acted like he was doing. You should go look at Black Talk TV and others who have exposed his lies about properties. He's not telling you the truth when he's acting like he's all this money bags, da da da. So just remember that when you go into trying to talk how he's so business appropriate. Like the dude is being called out on certain shit, and that's why he pulled his phone out on that stream and made a point to let everyone know, oh, I'm checking 3, but why? Because Snafu Crew and many others have been calling him out on his lies on properties, and he knows we have receipts on that. So just remember, not everyone is who you think, especially if you really truly don't know them. You know Anton from just streaming and talking and doing your thing. But when it comes down to business, that he did that phone thing on purpose, Jack. And I wanted to just let you know he's not what a lot of you guys think. But go ahead.
I'm looking for Blacktop TV. It's all racing channels.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I've seen a couple of. I saw a couple of streams, people gossiping about.
Start gossiping. They're bringing public records. They're bringing actual proof to show that these guys are lying to the public on YouTube about who they are, what they are, and their finances. So, I'm sorry, but if you think that bringing proof and receipts.
Snafu, for what purpose other than just defamation?
Well, I mean, if Antoine's sitting here lying and saying he owns 20 properties, this and that, and then people are like, dude, you're lying. You don't, it's not even, that's a big purpose, dude. He lied to the public.
Hey,
that's a big purpose to prove that lies are lies.
Right. Jesus Christ, man. If people lie, yes, that's an issue. But if he's lying about his success, but the words he's saying are
he's successful. He's success. He's pogo. Mainstream media. He's definitely got the success.
This shit only matters to you, I am tired of
because you guys support criminals.
I think you just became a pogo, Jack.
He did. In front of you.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Fucking accusations are abundant with the confused.
Well, I'd say there's an argument there, though. Most of the people who are successful on here, they are. If not, they've sold out. If they're not straight pogo, they have sold out. Like all the black motherfuckers talking about, Uncle Tom sellout ass shit, or some woman talking about how shitty women are. All you got to do is fucking sell out. And you get it on here, bro.
Hey, Joe, absolutely. There's a lot of people who have risen to positions of influence. This morning, that's kind of where Anton and I were talking. Yesterday he did a stream of Andrew Tate and an interview with him.
Now there's a pogo.
Well, that
Tate,
is.
what? I thought him and Russell Brand was the last two non-pogo niggas. I
They're
mean,
as pogo as they come. Come on, man.
Russell too. Russell.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
pogo.
Russell too. Russell fake guru ass.
Too
I've
pretty
hey, I've
motherfucking
heard a
hard.
lot of accusations about him, but the truth messages I hear him sharing, Russell Brand,
Yeah.
I want to speak to him in a good way. I'd
And I
like to
like the
talk.
movies he's in too, but I mean, it just is what it is.
I was
Yeah.
listening to him yesterday about he was talking about the extra indictments that Trump got, and God knows, I don't like Trump. I hate all of them. I hate to say that because it sounds cliche, but I got no love for Trump. But yes, this is some political bullshit. They're using I forgot the name of the Espionage Act. There's some bullshit to get him on taking them files and not giving them back. The same whatever they called Snowden and the fat dude on. They're using that same act, which is an indication to me there's going to be some bullshit. And dude didn't go political. I watched that shit on a bunch of different shows and channels, and most people took a political side. Russell stayed down the middle and just gave facts. I admired that shit a lot.
You
It's
can
so
have a pogo that says things that are correct.
yes, like Elon
Yeah.
Musk.
Like what?
Elon Musk, that
Hey,
nigga.
there you go.
Oh yeah, he's such a he's a government contractor for sure.
He's
Hey,
got to set people up, put a chip in their head. Oh, I was over out there chasing the fucking police too and listen at it.
hey, something was revealed to me today. And since it is public information, I'll talk about it, but I just found it an interesting observation. This morning, I start conversations with Anton, who revealed that and maybe he was lying, maybe he was just playing an act. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right.
But he was saying that Trump was good. And I was kind of dumbfounded by this, but here's the connection I found.
Pogo,
There's
you was right, Snafu. Pogo, you were right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had
well,
to say that.
Paul Sr., Paul's dad, is also,
Yeah,
he
I know.
open about his support.
All right.
And so this is what's crazy. Anton and Senior should listen to Paul Jr. Yes, get a better understanding of
Get a better understanding of what?
common law and the corruption of the government
Yeah.
systems. And they should listen to me. All three of them should listen to me to better understand inner peace and faith and love, man. Because love, I know how it sounds. Love is the answer, man.
It certainly appears that way. I can't get over the guy with the near-death experience. And he said that shit that I always believe that you have to, like, what is his name? Tesla said, if you want to know God, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. The near-death dude said when you go up there, they taught him how to vibrate at a certain frequency. That was the only way he could enter into the place where they were. And there were many openings, different dimensions and stuff. Some were accessible to some people, some were not. But the guys that he could tell were the coldest, the most respected, were the ones who most found unconditional love, who learned, not it was shown to them, showing it to other people here in this dimension. I can't get over it.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Like how I
So-
love Tommy, even if he thinks he's my enemy or I'm his enemy.
Same. Tom will be running around telling motherfuckers I'm coming to Colorado to beat them up. No, fucking Tommy, no.
Flow State believes in flat Earth. Flow State believes in flat Earth. He's my enemy. I see you around these streets.
Right. Yeah. Oh shit! If you're a flat Earth, I got the greatest fucking video in the world. I was just somebody's got a fucking.
I mean, I am, but it's not any part of my talking point, right? I have no interest really in the debates like Z does.
Yeah. Actually, it was just today they did spacewalk on the International Space Station.
No, they didn't.
So I was looking for a flat Earth to play the video because it's so stunning. It's so that thing is so big and he's got to walk it by hand, and you see the earth in the background, and it's just like, incredible. I just wanted to hear fucking Sovereign Soul Unchained tell me, yeah, that ropes, special effects, green screen. I just want to hear it.
It's all you can tell when people. Well, I guess you can't tell if it's space, but in green screen, people's hair, there's never any wind, right? So anytime anybody's outside, you can see their hair sits perfectly still because they're inside.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I know we're already an hour in, but there is a just over 6-minute caught clips collection premiere. There's a 6-minute video from today. I wanted to share it. Have you guys seen it?
I have not seen it, and I like
Jack,
the
we
energy.
gotta see it. I've seen it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's amazing. It's kind of degrading at a point, but then it comes back around to funny again.
Yes, it's here. And again, this is oops. This is
that is a great fucking still
collection. And there we go.
Whoever make these is funny.
All right. Here. Yeah, and we get Joe's laugh in the beginning too. I love it. I am a little concerned now.
About what are you concerned about, Jack?
Talcott clip collection. Comment. Stay tuned. There's something amazing and there is something divine. You know, history is being revealed for us, and we're a part of it. And I believe my destiny includes great things, and I'm looking for other leaders who want to join. I've learned a lot, and I look forward to talking, man. We're going to have some good conversations, because everyone knows you're my path into the Illuminati, and the people we know and they know, they've got connections and resources and positions in society.
Since I'm already on a campaign trail, why not? Humans are never satisfied. You always crave more. Bigger house, bigger car, more money, more power. The list goes on and on.
I mean, I'm a sellout too, so fuck. I guess it's all coming together now.
I think we can pull this off. Society is definitely ready for it. I must say I've done a superb job at perverting it. Take pornography, for example. Well, you should know a lot about this one. Weren't you addicted to porn?
Yeah, that's what I've learned. I have gained so much empathy for especially big black men.
As you know, black people help me reach the masses. And it's easy for me to influence them with money since so many of them grew up without it. So I try my best to destroy the black family structure and keep black men away from his family and the church.
How many of our citizens are locked away in overcrowded prisons?
Oh, that's easy. Every generation is the same.
Slavery is a state of mind.
And it's worked like a charm every generation since, allowing me to continue my vicious cycle.
What I mean by that is, in my past, it's likely I owned some slaves.
Who better than black people? Black people possess all the natural ability that I need. It has always been my policy to target and isolate a group of people.
Do you have hope?
To answer your question, yes. And out of all my strategies, the skin color thing has worked the best.
One of my best friends, James Lomack, he's a black dude I met long ago in the service, and he helped me become a better man. Fuck, it felt good.
Love is love, right?
Hey, actually, you know what? I believe we're all here to help each other. And what that means, who knows?
Isn't it obvious? I just use humans' own innate physical desires against them. And since sexual desire seems to be the most powerful, I usually run with that.
I could show you my ass if you'd like.
No.
It's totally non-sexual. It's just, it's inspiring.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Do you know what has been my most enjoyable pride campaign to date? For my gay pride campaign, of course. Not only do I get the chance to promote your own self-destruction, I get to use God's logo, the rainbow, to do it.
I do want to do stuff like that. Not necessarily naked. I know that's where many of the minds went straight to.
Do as thou wilt has been my campaign slogan from the start. I offer all the sex, wealth, and fame a person could want.
I've tried on my own. I mean, I do a lot of stuff on my own, but I mean, doing stuff like that as a group, I think that would be fun.
Who doesn't like attention and feeling more important than the next person?
Between you and me, I love you, man.
Keep up the good work, spread my message.
You do what you can. And it is a noble job to some degree, but I'll figure out a right approach and the right message. And who knows, man? This is my lifetime, so who knows what I can do and what I can't unless I try.
All of my policies are aimed to do one of three things: either steal, kill, or destroy.
I feel better already.
Keep up the good work. There's really no rush to tell people about Jesus.
There's an unconfirmed possibility that I'm a retelling of the Jesus story. One could say the second coming.
Y'all been saying that for centuries. I'll just use it as motivation to get as much of our agenda pushed through and deceive as many people as possible.
So you're calling me a joker?
Yes.
What is your problem, dude?
Crazy, huh? I'll tell you.
Hey, dumbass. I'm saying, fucking, if you learn to work with me, we will go beyond fucking the top, dude. But if you're not willing to work with me and offer me respect as a man, fuck you.
I love the way you argue.
Are you delusional? Do you not know what is real?
I think I've done pretty well. My record speaks for itself.
Go away. I've had enough of his backstabbing nonsense. That was his one and only chance. Why are you back?
I'd like to take this moment and give a special thank you to two groups of people. First, I want to say thank you to...
Go away. I don't care. I don't care. You can be part of my
Jack's
success,
shoulder was heavy.
or I'll leave your ass behind, and you can bitch about opportunities you missed.
Yeah.
Satan is going to rule the world, and we're going to get more destruction. And don't fill yourself with love. Don't ground yourself into Mother Nature. Don't fill yourself with inspiration and love and light. Go ahead, stay in darkness and live with fear.
We made this world our hell. That was fucking fantastic, man. That was really
that was amazing, wasn't it?
Whoever did it, hats off. I don't see you as like it gets a little degrading or whatever for him in the middle. I didn't see it. I thought it was top tier the whole time. Whoever did it, they scary talented. It's talented. It makes me mad and jealous. I don't even make them type of vids and I'm jealous, right? I want to fucking compete. I don't even do that shit, right?
Dude,
you can tell a good job when you see it.
Talent and creativity, and the story just fucking flows. I'm
brilliant.
I hope Talcott Clips is having fun.
They're clearly having fun. And whoever it is, man, I don't want to say yet because I have no idea who it is. But I was about to say they obviously love you and care for you, but I don't want that statement to come and bite me in the back. They could be being hard and they're being humorous, which makes me admire them. And they could easily have said some shit in there and I'd be, thinking differently.
He revealed himself not long ago.
You can tell me, motherfucker, put in the private chat or something if you don't want to say it out loud.
I don't know any. I just know that showed up with the face. And
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and it is. It's with. I feel it's with fun and respect, and I feel bad because he probably has had to listen to hours and hours of my fucking voice.
Undoubtedly, you read my mind, which gives you a clue to who it is. Whoever it is watches you for real. They knew. They're an artist. They knew which clips they wanted. You know what I'm saying? They are an artist.
Yeah. This has been seriously, Joe. A year ago, if you'd have said that I'd be doing this on YouTube and there'd be videos, I'd been like, "You fucking crazy, man."
Crazy. I don't even fuck with squares. I wouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Here you are with a ragtag group of friends that make fun of you as much as they bring you up.
You know, they do. And so there is no misunderstandings. I know a good number of the subscribers I've received have been a direct result of Paul.
No
And
shame in
man,
that. We all found somebody through somebody. No shame in
yeah,
that shit, bro.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
he and I have spent a lot of time together over the past few months, right?
yeah.
Shit, 7 months now. Holy cows. Should I get him something for our anniversary? I know it's a couple months away, but should I start preparing?
Just give him some head. He'll be happy. That's my go-to. Just give him some head.
Oh, too funny. No, I don't know where this future is going to bring, Joe, but I tell you what, I spent most of my life without faith and I never understood it.
Yeah.
And today, I think my faith is so strong, it confuses people.
I would agree with that. And I was trying to debate, is it natural or not? I'm high now. I suddenly hit the bowl and my mind ain't working. But yes, everybody like you who speaks that is confuses a certain group of people, right? That's because they think that people like me and you, and I'm counting myself among you, are simps. Like the guy's shirt, do as thy wilt. Their philosophy is that we are gods. There are two forces to pull from. Some people call it light versus dark. They are just forces. The devil, the dark one, has control of this world. If you want worldly things, you go to him. And they got no qualms with that. And they think people who are afraid to do that are scared, soft, not intelligent, not logical. So yes, well, you know, they be like, why could you say something like that? They won't understand you. Or Paul, for that matter. Or any motherfucker that's talking about Paul lives in a fucking dump, you know, broke ass, all that shit. You know, they got some of that shit in them.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing, right?
Hey, I didn't hear any of it. What was Joe Cool saying about me again?
I said anybody, you and Jack. I used me and Jack as examples, and then I said the same thing about you. Those people, those do as thou wilt, think the devil control the world. And if you want worldly possessions, it's okay. Go to him. They were going to be confused from cats like me, you. And my indication for who believes that would be someone putting you down, talking about he lives in a tin can in the wilderness and he's broke. If I hear that coming from motherfuckers' mouths, I think that they don't have that understanding. They look down on motherfuckers like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And there's kind of a middle ground, right? I mean, if you were watching earlier, my father came on and completely embarrassed himself.
If you want to tell me, I missed what they mentioned. That I didn't say.
Yeah,
that.
it's
In
not
what
even
way,
that.
Paul? If you want to talk about it.
Saying bizarre things that are not true, that I'm using money he gave me to
personal shit
to pay for everything.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, right? Like, as if I could come on here and do what I do and not have some level of self-confidence and security in that arena that I've displayed. It's all just false, huh? It's all false strength.
You can consider that there could be sincerity behind what you're saying. Can't even consider it.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, people will always reach for and cling to some place where they think they're going to get power over you and wind up losing it.
I love it, baby.
Jack seems a bit confused on that one.
I just looked at
I don't
him.
know that that's necessarily true because I know for a fact I don't go seeking power over anyone.
Oh, me think the lady doth protest too
So
much.
why-
You saw them shoes and jumped right in them. Maybe you saw
Right.
something. I didn't jump in those shoes.
So I spoke generally, and he stepped right up and said, "I'm
Right.
definitely not that," making us all believe he is that.
Well, here's
Fascinating.
why. Here's why. You've been speaking in absolutes, Paul, and you speak in these absolutes as though your words are true, but you build these narratives that they crumble when you look at them.
Do they really?
Give me an example. Yeah.
Well, the narrative of me is a perfect example, but I don't want to jump straight
All
to
right,
that.
give one besides you then, if you can. You said there were multiples. At least you implied that there were multiples. Give one that's not you, where his philosophy falls apart. You cannot. It was personal.
The claim of inner peace, that you're filled with inner peace. And I know you described that you're able to restore and return quickly, but that's not a demonstration of inner peace. That's an
Do you
ability.
think that you demonstrate more inner peace than I do?
No.
When
Before you comment,
faced with controversy?
I do my
all right.
I do my best. I do always try to stay in the present or mindful of the future.
So we don't have a pattern for weeks and months of whenever I say something that you don't agree with, you throw me out, throw me in the back, tantrum, and then go on just devaluing all of our experience. You haven't done that every day for weeks and months.
Here's a perfect example. Okay, that narrative that as soon as you disagree, you get thrown, and come on now. That is
he has an
totally
argument.
untrue.
I'm a third party with no skin in the game. He has an argument, and you picked a great one. I wasn't expecting you to pick one, but Paul, I wouldn't set him for an example. As inner peace, knowledge, truth, understanding, wisdom, logic. That wordsmith shit, inner peace would not have been thrown in there. Same with you.
You also presume that because somebody takes on a certain presentment, meaning that they're not still peaceful on the inside.
No. I'm sure you're peaceful, right? You've achieved more peace than most. But
right, if I'm not becoming the experience and I'm sharing the experience and contributing to the experience, but not becoming it, you're presuming that because I get a little bit elevated in my intonation, that I'm not still measured on the inside and balanced. How could I speak the way that I speak and not falter if I was overly emotional and becoming the experience rather than contributing to it? You've never seen me get loud and get out of control and speak in circles like you do. I don't do that.
You hide the emotions behind your talk, and then you'll use your words, your ability of words, and you're a gifted man, but you use your words and your energy to take over the conversation so that you feel in control. And
so you think that somebody could do that who wasn't actually in control of themselves and the room?
Yeah, I've seen niggas do that. My friends, my buddies. Yeah, my buddy's big brother. He is not peaceful unless he is controlling and dominating, to the point where I don't want to be disrespectful because I love his brother, but it's nonsense. The conversation has to be about him. He puts other people down, and I'm not saying you do that, but yeah, he has no inner peace and he controls the room. He must in order to feel successful. Otherwise, he'll break it up and do something weird. He's really fucking weird.
Right. And I mean, I could sort of see a bit of what you're describing in myself at times on here, where it becomes apparent to me that, you could call it egoic, folks are having the experience down there where they'll tell me, could you please get into this broadcast and save us? It's horrible. No. So then it becomes incumbent upon me to go, I'm having the same experience as them. I think that this is horrible. I think me yelling, screaming, or saying anything is preferable to whatever's going on here. Generally, I get the feedback that is true and correct.
You're referring to my stream?
I'm saying generally, every one of these broadcasts, the people say, these people have taken this in a loop. It goes nowhere. It's fucking boring. And we want to see someone mix it up and create something one way or the other with truth or some type of genuine controversy we know is going to express due to people's programs they're running. So I facilitate that.
Can you also see how agents of chaos find entertainment from conflicts? Because that's what
you're saying. Agents of chaos, you've done nothing in the world that compares to what I do and what I've done. You are an agent of chaos.
That's an untrue conclusion.
That is true. That is true. You can't even sustain personal relationships, let alone create a pathway for folks to freedom. Are you kidding?
But before you continue building your narrative, you create these disagreements. You don't allow a resolution. I'm telling you, hey, no, that conclusion is faulty. Let's discuss it.
Right, you're saying it. You're saying it.
So you're insisting I sit and listen to your narrative.
Yeah, I'm asking you to show and then tell, and you can't show anything.
Hey, Paul. There's plenty of evidence, and I've offered you before. What is the information you have ignored? Because
can you bring up your life coach assessment again? I want you to take it for a second time.
Paul, it's not an
because you failed all four the first time.
Hey, Paul,
Who fails all 4 of their own life coaching
Are you
assessments?
ready to leave? You're ready to leave?
Well,
Wait,
you're
let
ready
me
to
make
throw
a
me out because I'm
suggestion.
Yes.
Wait, let me
Yes,
make a
I am ready to throw
suggestion.
you out.
right because you're not in
Wait.
control of your emotions. And there you just proved my point again.
All right,
No,
let me
you
make a
won't shut up, and
suggestion.
you're
Please,
unreasonable.
please,
Okay.
let me make a suggestion. Talk about one person. You guys saying you're shitty, you know, make your statement, you debate it, then you make your statement about him and debate
Right.
it.
I'm
rather
not
than-
doing that. I'm not saying
right,
you're
or
shitty,
not.
you're shitty. He's basically
Oh,
putting
you
everything I'm
certainly
saying.
are, dude. You
No,
said,
I'm
hey,
speaking
Paul,
what happened. You
no,
took your own life assessment
no,
and failed it.
no. Hey, Paul, remember the reason I didn't go to your platform yesterday was because even though you've narrated some bullshit about me, some false narrative you wanted to imagine, didn't communicate with me at all, but you wanted to jump to conclusions, create a false assumption, and spread this throughout your day like a clown, like a fool. So the reason I didn't join your platform yesterday was actually a number of reasons. See, I know you like to ignore what you do in the past, but the day before you had told me specifically that based on your judgment of my results, that there was nothing I had that you would receive. You wanted to receive nothing from me. Well, if I'm in a place where you want to receive nothing for me, then there is no fucking purpose for my time, especially when all it is content for you. So I stayed away from you yesterday, Paul. I'm moving on, and kind of like was said in there to Lucifer, you can either be part of my success or you can stay the fuck behind as part of my future.
Okay. Do you think it's at all bizarre that every interaction with you, something has to be taken or given? You can't just share experiences? Because you just said that because I made the determination that I couldn't take anything from you, use or be used, essentially, you had no value in my life, according to you. So you must believe all relationships are contingent upon giving and receiving the way you see it.
Fucking
Some
brilliant.
relationships I have, I just enjoy sharing time, space, energy, attention
Right.
with those folks and seeing where it goes.
Right.
You must not be
brilliant. There
capable
was a third
of.
option.
You must not be.
So you think, Paul? Now,
in response to what you said, he
created.
Everybody must be giving or taking. He presented that there was a third option, which I didn't catch, which is just sharing.
Joe,
right.
please,
All
please find the irony in this with me.
Okay.
Because Paul and our capitalist, our conservative brothers and sisters throughout the land, they believe in punishments and rewards.
Okay.
Right?
I do that too.
Punishments and rewards come from those in authority, a higher level.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Paul is not above or below me. He's not above or below either of us. I mean,
right,
there's
okay.
all
Well,
sorts
let's stop there then. I'm not so sure then that punishment comes below if you're a person is above or below.
All right. How about this? Back to the give and take that you brought up. Okay. This is something I learned for myself. This give and take is a partial truth that's created total confusion.
Okay.
God's law, the universal laws, are about sharing, offering and sharing, receiving. So I've been to Paul's platform offering my time, my presence, my perspective, my fun. And in return, I've been told that because of the results that I have nothing of value to offer. So that tells me my time, my kindness, my generosity, I've been wasted.
I get that.
So
false conclusion. That's a false conclusion. That's a false conclusion. Oh, so you bring me up to keep talking. Okay.
This egoic give and take. That's what your foundational principles are.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. I didn't come on here with that.
You're the
no,
one
I didn't
who's
come
all
on here with
conditional.
that. I turned down give and take. I turned down give and take. You gonna let me respond or just tantrum like a child?
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
Is there any resolve?
Right. So you decided with your low self-worth, self-esteem, and self-respect to decide that I said there's no value to your time, energy, attention, kindness, and the rest. I said to you, wrong. I said to you that I find no value in your information and your perspective on a lifestyle change for me, which is my prerogative.
Somewhere else, Paul.
There you go. So I have to be.
I'm done. I'm done with Paul today. So at least here. The purpose of my panel is not for Paul to express his dominance and his opinions of me and what he thinks I'm lacking. This is bullshit nonsense. And Joe, Paul Unslaved is an example. He's another being in history that God is creating so that we can all learn from. And Paul chooses to put all of his drama and all his opinions online, but he has not accepted accountability for his words yet.
He can't accept accountability because he can't take criticism. Certainly not from most people. He is not open to it. Which is why I wanted that forum where you guys have to discuss it a little bit before you throw back on the next person. Because in my opinion, both of you, when he made accusation against you, you're a loser. Look at how fucked up you are. Look at how fucked up you are. There can be no resolution there. If you say, okay, why do you say I'm a loser? And you debate that for a while, then I say you're a loser and we debate that. Now you can make some progress, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
You're correct in what should work. I've attempted this in many different ways, and admittedly, though, without your support, with other people there who just want to enable the arguments. So I've attempted this before, but his arguments against me have been utterly irrational, and frankly, I am sick and tired of dealing with him. If he can't learn how to be respectful, if he can't learn to show himself as a respectful man with me, Paul, you're raising your hand. But
that's not your issue with him. It's not him being respectful, because in my opinion, your esteem of what's respectful is if he doesn't talk about certain subjects that you don't like. I think you're throwing that in with what's respectful.
No, Joe. What is disrespectful is his flagrant disregard for the truth. Okay, he doesn't want to accept. Joe, he will not accept criticism, and he dismisses and completely ignores what others are saying. Like, unless you've reached
tiny shortcoming, the guy is pretty solid, right? So that's a small thing, and the niggas like solid as men come, right? We're picking here. We're picking. That's a small thing. Okay, if most motherfuckers can't take criticism with themselves. Most motherfuckers get defensive. I wouldn't collapse the man and say he doesn't know anything about truth. He's a liar because of that, right?
Hey, no, here. If someone is unwilling to accept criticism, they are denying themselves from the truth.
Agreed.
Okay?
For that moment.
And I have spent hours and hours and weeks, which has become months, trying to convince Paul to accept the truth, that his arrogance and his assumptions about me are wrong. Okay? So, Joe, one day, someone from my past will come to their fucking senses, and I will have someone standing with me saying, hey, no, I've spent time with Jack in real life. You guys are fucking wrong.
Oh,
Jack, but so far that hasn't happened.
Nah, stop, Jack. You're thinking wrong. Right?
Am I?
Yes.
I'm thinking in the future where I am proven to be right, Joe.
I disagree. I think you're thinking in the past. Wait. Let me say it. I'll say it. I see you thinking in the past, not the future. You thinking that someone from your past will come up now and be a witness to what you were saying is true. I say, if you're thinking about the future, your actions today and every day reveal yourself. And this is where your future comes from. You determine that shit. Not some nigga to come from the past to vouch for you. That's not okay to even
Hey,
think
Joe.
that shit.
Right.
Let your actions determine those things. Yeah.
Joe, stop. I understand your criticism, and now you painted a narrative of me clinging
I'm
to
not
the
sure it's a
past. Let's
criticism.
get past that. And the reason I'm saying I'll be glad to have a witness is because, as I've said, I'm not complaining. I am not blaming. I am explaining facts. For 5 years, I have had everyone encountering me has chosen to find disagreements and excuses to avoid me. So
Disagreements and excuses.
when
Okay.
I find a witness who is willing to stand up for what is true, rather than enabling the egoic nonsense of Paul Unslaved and many of the others who are admired, Joe, I know the truth. I stand
Then what?
confidently.
Then what? Then that person will come forth and you will be proven right. No, that's not how it works. Right? You will determine.
You're not willing to accept the benefit that comes from more than one perspective witnessing the facts in the similar fashion. Joe, what I've been saying is I've been asking anyone here online, in my real life, wherever, in many different ways, I've been asking anyone, can you please spend some time with me?
Yeah.
Well, the quickest way to find the resolve would be to talk to the people involved, but the people involved won't talk to me. So I've been asking anyone to please look at the facts of my life from my perspective and help me figure out what is going on. So
well, if we look at
you don't have to. You don't have to. And I don't want any reasons why I don't deserve it, why I don't need it.
Stop being a futurist, motherfucker. You don't know what I was fixing to say.
You're right.
I'm about to I'm about to lost it. I lost it any fucking way. You continue.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, that's not a big deal.
What I'm saying is there is something interesting happening at this time in the world.
Yeah.
I am a very conscious.
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I remember it now. You were saying that you need people to look at it from your point of view. To some extent, that's true, but we can't totally see shit from your point of view, or we reach the same conclusions. That's not helpful to you. You argue, you've reached those conclusions. You know what's helpful? People from other point of views. That's
or what I've been asking for and hoping to find is just simply the willingness in someone else. Rather than make sure that I understand their views on everything, someone willing to see, why do I say what I do?
No, you don't. You want someone willing to agree with you. We've all been listening.
Someone to look at the facts, Joe, which is just what I've said.
Yes,
I don't need anyone to agree with me.
We looked at them. Who hasn't looked at the facts? You say them all the time. We've looked at the facts. Paul now more than me.
Paul Unslaved has not looked at the facts, and yet he has cast many dispersions, libel, accusations about me quite freely. Hey, Anton, good to see you, brother. I need nothing, brother, but as I'm saying to everyone, this is our lifetime to change the world. The world changes once we start helping each other. The way I live my life, the people I really want to help are those who are helping others. Okay? Because, well, that's me. Maybe I'm being selfish in that way, but I am the type of man who will help others. That's why I live. I've constantly, well, the evidence shows that's how I live. So if anyone wants to try and join this adventure, I just need willingness.
So you're on your journey alone?
So far, that's what the results have shown. Yes. And then I'm judged for being alone
Yeah.
right? If I wasn't alone, right,
Yeah.
maybe I would have my son or relationships or something. Maybe I would have more if I wasn't alone. But I am alone and I'm perfectly content, perfectly happy.
Yeah.
I know that sounds contradictory because I don't like the state of the world, but
Just the alone part. Just the alone part. I would still argue that part. I would argue that you don't even know what alone looks like. Right? Now you got me with your personal life, your family, and all of that. If you say you're alone, I believe you. And I think that's what you say. I believe you. However, you said alone in this journey and blah, blah, blah. You are not alone. Right? You are not going through this shit alone. You know what happens? God happens. He says, Jack's up there getting beat up. Jack has negative energy. And then he brings the motherfucker on here to change the energy and say, hey, Jack, don't forget your positives. Don't forget. You said that you were being judged for being alone. You are being judged as being alone. And you let other people put that shit in your head. You believe it and think you have to defend it. You are not alone. You got me, you got God, you got the rest of the family. That's our fucking job, our duty. We're here every day, to scoop a motherfucker up to make sure brother knows, get back on that path. I know, I heard you've been getting beat up for 3 days, man. Get back out there and fight. Here, get a drink of water. This is God. These are your fucking allies, man. You couldn't do this alone, in my opinion. Right? Half the niggas that hated you would be up here giving you the best advice, heartfelt shit. Right? Motherfuckers you didn't even get along with in the past. You ain't want them all over, but some of them cats who used to give you shit up here having good conversations, adding to the channel, adding the Jack, adding the joke. I got no fucking issues. I don't fucking, Jack's a lonely, unsuccessful man. No, I don't do that shit. I think, I am blessed. What's up here? Fucking Flow, a bunch of calm motherfuckers with wisdom. That nigga, that Asian cat, I can't even, SJ or whatever the fuck. Oh, I'm a lucky fucking man today. Thank you, Jack. I don't be thinking, poor Jack, he's alone and ain't accomplished shit. No, don't cross my fucking mind. That's people fed that to you, bro, and they tell you that and you become that. Stop that.
hey Joe, that disagreement, well articulated. I understand the perception you offered. I don't necessarily agree with the
I
conclusion. I
respect
don't
that
feel,
totally. You heard me out. I respect you, baby. That's all I can ask for. You gave me an ear.
I do actually listen, Joe. I mean, and maybe I haven't done a very good job of showing it. Communication is, well, I've studied it. I've learned a lot of tricks, but holy crap, how do you communicate with someone who's constantly wanting to attack?
Yes, that's a good one. Tommy. That would be my Tommy, right? We've had a few good interludes, and when he gets up here, he got to crack his racist jokes and shit, and until it comes out as a topic, and and what about Joe Corn? I just want a peaceful fucking day, bro.
Well, amen, Joe. And here's the thing. I mean, I shared this publicly with Paul, and because he saw the comments I left. He saw the ones he saw. But when I first encountered what he was doing, I used to be pretty critical about how the broadcast was and the chaos I saw and
Who
the
was
way
he?
that
Who are we
time was
talking about?
spent. About Paul.
Oh, Paul. Okay.
I was critical in the chat of that.
Okay.
But the more I have been growing myself, trying to find my own way in this direction, I see clearly that's the state of our world today. Gossiping, complaining, and blaming
Especially you two, right?
is profitable.
Yes.
It's
yes.
absolute nonsense, absolute insanity.
Yes.
So I really don't want to host or to even go into that restreaming and gossiping, complaining, and blaming.
Yeah.
I've asked for support. Actually, you know, maybe there is. Maybe there. I don't want to admit this. Everything I admit gets friggin' twisted around and used against me. I have been considering mirroring Paul's behavior with him with the restream.
That sounds brilliant. That sounds brilliant.
You're considering it, but you won't be able to get it done because you can't control yourself.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, yeah. It's all I've seen from you from the beginning is you can't go with the flow. You're always in resistance and in your own way.
Oh, is that right?
Seems so. Only you will prove us right or wrong again over and over again.
Is that when you're showing the resistance? You know, when you're offering me resistance, is that when you're seeing it? Because that usually is what I get to experience with you is resistance and opposition.
No, you experience persistence. You experience persistence and accountability, something you lack extremely.
No, that's a false.
Same thing my father lacks, accountability.
Yeah. Right. Rather than deflect and continue, that's a false characterization.
You could say that, but I'm going to keep telling you over and over again what I'm experiencing with you. The same thing your women and children will tell you they're experiencing with.
Hey, Paul, so let me ask you.
Did your women and children ever tell you this narrative, by the way? What I'm telling you?
I'm trying to have a conversation. Can you allow?
No, you're not. You didn't listen to anything I just said. How is that a conversation?
You were speaking over me, creating arguments that I didn't.
Can I ask a question? Have your women and children ever told you, like they even came to me at one point, these women, and said, do you know how you're, because I would start piping up and they'd say, so you see how your father is? I'd go, yeah, I deal with it. And I would start bonding with the women over how dysfunctional my father was in all arenas. So you've never experienced your women and children tell you that you don't ever take accountability. You seem like you're never wrong. It seems like you're never willing to be reasonable and have an actual conversation over the facts.
Hey, dumbass. Why? What?
Am I dumbass in this scenario?
Yes. What facts are building this fucking narrative?
I asked a question.
Right. Based upon what facts? Why am I being
that's where you could give me the facts. It's where you could give me the facts.
Are you right? So see, once again, you're so built on building this fucking narrative. You don't
care.
I
asked
about
the question. I said,
hey, here's a question, Paul.
Right.
Genuinely. If I was to accept, I've made the claim that I've stated clearly, I will not accept your gaslighting and false narratives of me, your manipulation. So, devil's advocate. If I was to believe everything Paul has been saying about me, how should I be feeling?
How should you be feeling?
What should be my state of mind?
Why is it that you always default to your feeler space?
I'm trying to understand your accusations and you know, the way someone feels is a good part of their experience. It is the true part. So what should I be feeling?
That's the truest part is what you feel.
So Paul, if for 5 years it's been me, everyone has dejected me and rejected me and it's all my fault, how should I be feeling?
How should you be feeling? How could I tell you how you should be feeling?
Well, you tell me what I should be doing. You know what? I'm fucking done. Paul, have a good night. And Lou, have a good night. Hey, Joe.
You be easy to say goodbye to your was you finna leave? I was gonna say you might want to say goodbye to your guests. I'll cut out.
I'm gonna say good night. It's time to wrap up.
You be easy, you be peaceful, bro. I love you.
Thank you, Joe. Much love. Brothers and sisters, thank you for joining. You know, the idea of the topic I wanted to discuss today is legitimate. The peace and leadership, they should go together. In this world, though, we've created leadership where everyone's at battle with each other in competition. Welcome, brother.
What's going on, my friend? How you doing?
You know, another interesting stream, another interesting broadcast. I always hope for the best. Never know what's going to arrive.
I warned you about this, Jack.
I know. Here's where I'm at, though. Anton, where I'm at though is I'm persistent with the opportunities I see while continuing to search for other opportunities.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you got to go where you appreciate it, not where you tolerate it.
Well, that's where I'm trying to find, man. I used to
What do you
have
mean?
that.
We've already found each other. We right here. We right. I mean, think about it though. You and I often at times have conversations, and we're not disrespectful towards each other. We don't overtalk each other. We don't have any problems. We disagree on a lot of things, right? I respect your opinion. You respect my perspective. We often learn from each other and we figuring out where to grow. I don't know everything, right? I don't presume that you assume that you know everything, because then that would mean that we've already reached the pinnacle of where it is that we're supposed to be. And then there's nothing else to be able to grow towards, right? So I'm always open. You know, I give my perspective, but I give my perspective also understanding that I have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I'm looking to listen and understand and learn. So, you know, I just want to let you know that you respect it. You're
Hey,
very much and you're appreciated. And everybody else that's in this chat that's listening to this right now, you guys are respected, appreciated, and there's love out here. And we all have different experiences. And sometimes we express them, you know, in ways that may not be so savvy, but just understand there are people out there that will appreciate you even if they disagree with you. And we can be respectful towards each other. So I don't see what the problem
hey,
is.
Anton, amen, and thank you for that. And that reminder for the folks who are listening too. So I've got to ask, because I see an opportunity. Do you have time or willingness? We've got Paul Enslaved here in the back, and I think he could learn some of what you're offering. He's been pretty reluctant to take anything from me. You feel like entertaining that, or
Jack, listen, this is your platform, so I'm gonna let you deal with that. Me personally, you know, my energy this week has been directed towards positivity, love. You know, I have so much going, and I'm just happy that we're friends, and I'm happy that we have the opportunity to really be able to bond. If you need anything from me, Jack, let me know. But I just wanted to come up here and show you some love. Before my daughter just got here, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time with my daughter and my wife, and you know, just go from there. You know what I'm saying?
hey, beautiful. Go receive the love, share the love, and thank you. I thank you for bringing it here too. Much love, Anton. Have
Absolutely.
a beautiful day.
You
And
take care.
I'll drop his link too later. So thank you guys. I am going to wrap it up, I think. And I will. I'm going to drop in the description Anton's and the Talcott clip video. But you know, brothers and sisters, I'm readjusting. You know, we receive energies and moments and these little transitions. A transition in your energy, in your state of being. That state of being, the emotional state of your inner I'm saying this poorly. The inner emotional state of your being. It'll either narrow or expand your thoughts, your consciousness, what you are aware of. And it's within a peaceful state that you have the clearest mind. And through the clearest mind, you can lead yourself. And it's through proper leadership of oneself towards the truth with love. You know, share the love, share the truth. Brothers and sisters, thank you again for joining. And I think I'm going to wrap it up. Peace for everyone. Choose love and live without fear. God bless.